Carl. Just as
Mhm.
I just want to let you know that I'm doing a little fun test stream running in the background there, and I'm hopeful that you won't share your party, or it doesn't really matter, nobody will see it. But
But you have the option to shut that off, but when you started the stream,
yeah,
it asks you if you want to share party audio.
yeah, right. I'll have to check that. I don't think it is shared, but coal trickles up the top there. Oh, I'm hoping to see you in here.
Nope.
No,
I'm in here with Hawko. Start
I'm in with
P9.
Rowdy, Cole Bush, Cole Trickle. Hey, Cole. Best of British luck to you.
Here we go, here
Rinsler.
we go, here we go now. Cole.
Hope everyone has a great race and has a lot of fun.
Left to pass you is behind me. Tinsley behind me. Cobra from earlier. PDX Latino in here. Hawko at the lead with a 226.9. Send it. It is. Yeah, it's a tough one. Follow the leader.
Oh my lord, is it going to be a grid start as well? Go Cole, you legend. say I'm happy with my result. I don't know how you went over on yours. Now I do. Not so good.
Can you hear me?
Right, I can now. Sorry about that. I
You
couldn't
can-
hear you at all during the racing.
No,
I turned you right off. Sorry.
it's all good. You were talking the whole time and I couldn't talk back.
I was talking.
Well, in the beginning, you went quiet after a while. This has potential to be a fantastic race.
Yeah.
I right off the get-go got screwed, right off the line. So, and
Yeah.
never caught up because my lap times are terrible. But I see the potential. I see the potential
Yeah.
because I see how close these guys are, right? And that tells me that there's some real potentially good racing in here. Maybe not for me, but there's some potentially good racing in here for me, for anybody. I mean, look, there's between the 2026 Tinsley had, which I'm not surprised at all for him winning. There's a minute 15 separation between the winner and the not winner. Hawko pulled over to the side, giving away positions at the end. He started all the way in the back, went all the way to the front, and then fell backwards on purpose.
Right. That was quite
So,
incredible.
yeah, we're going to start a new series. It's called I Recorded the First Race, and then we'll get a last race at the end of the week and compare the two.
Yeah, I had a doodle around. There was a few. I had Rowdy and Cole Trickle in mine. It was a lot of fun, and I ended up running fifth, and they were fourth and third. So I was only 11 seconds off the lead, and I was in the Genesis, and I was painfully slow, and I got smashed at the beginning. But the beginning is just chaos. When
Yeah.
you come down to those really, really slow second gear corners, the
Mhm.
first one you come to, the people are just going to just ram straight into the back there. It's just going to be a ram first.
What do I think of race C, chat, Michael? I think that it has potential to be a good race, just like anything else in this game. But you know, with the first race being over a minute spread between P1 and P15, mandatory pit, 8 laps, no tire wear. Yeah, I'd rate it a 3 out of a 10 as of right now. Who you and what's this? Ray? You and Fronty?
Hello. I didn't run into anybody. I was completely clear of brain.
No,
blast
he
that
said
one.
he tried his best to avoid you.
Yes. Yeah, he was. Well, I was trying to avoid everybody in front of me too, you know. So I was just trying not to make contact with anybody. And I'm sorry if I blocked him a bit.
He said he's in. You're the only one that didn't hit Cole out of the whole race.
Yeah.
All right, so we got just 5 minutes till the next race starts for race B.
I've got to try a different car.
I'm gonna go with
What's the goat so far?
that
The
dude. It's a
Supra?
widespread, brother. It's a widespread. They've got the 911 up there, the 458s up there, RCZs up there.
That's right. That's race B.
Yep. 650S is up there. 911 is probably the most common denominator amongst the 458s.
Yeah, thanks, Cole, mate. I didn't hit anybody in that race, you know. Still ran a
Huracan,
tidy fifth. A lot of it was on my own, which I really enjoyed.
4 GTs up there. Dude, every Group 4 car or Group 3 car, RSO ones, I mean, they're all up there, dude. I don't think there are any Group 3 cars that aren't on this list.
Are you intending to do Kyoto again, or
Oh, hell no.
you're not doing that again? So you're going
No.
over to race.
I'm going to
further in
race
the spring.
B. Yeah.
Okay. I'll enter that then.
Yeah. Definitely not going to be doing race C again. Not tonight. I will do it again throughout the week. But not tonight. I've been up all day on here. It's too boring. It's too long. And I'm not a big fan of the grid start with a failure to ghost when people don't leave the line. Also, what do we want? What kind of car do we want to use? I think the 911. How's the Supra not on the leaderboard? I'm shocked. It's not on there at all.
What's your account like? Is it B or A?
It's about to be a B.
Oh, good. So mine's an A.
Yeah.
B. So it's I don't know if I got any DR. I must have got a bit of DR from the last one. So I must be close to A, I imagine, on this one. So with a bit of luck, we'll be in the same race.
Yeah. I'm going with the 911.
That's a wise choice.
I'll go with the 911 and we'll go change the oil real quick. Oh, man.
Oh, whoever's watching in my stream there, hello and welcome. This is Fronty and I'm just having a muck around trying out streaming. I've never done it before, so this is sort of like a test kind of thing.
What channel are you on, Ray? Are you on the one you were on before?
Yes, yeah, it was. And somebody's
What are you
just
up
dropped
to?
in. I have no idea how they found me. I didn't advertise it or anything like that. So, but
Gotcha.
somebody's seen it there and hello. I don't know who you are, but
30 seconds till the race starts. Race B.
no need to subscribe or drop a like. Neither of those things are important. It's I'm only just testing out streaming and my very first forays into it before I really do anything serious.
And that's actually reverse psychology. What he really means is subscribe and hit that
No,
like button.
no,
Go take
please
your lunch
don't.
money and go home.
No,
Just
no,
kidding.
please don't. Yeah, no need to subscribe, no need to drop a like. And I certainly,
FYI, he is not talking to It's Just Carl's subscribers right now.
yeah, oh, absolutely, please, yeah. Everybody give Carlos money. Oh, Rob, you sweet man. 3:30 a.m. I got to sleep. He left a like. You horror. I got Windfire in mine. I can't believe it at 25.
Just so you're aware, Ray, when you say that word, it sounds like you're calling people whores.
Yeah, well, I'm Australian, so they'll forgive me. I could be saying anything.
I think he said he wants you to jump on his kangaroo, Rob.
Oh, I got Carl in my stream. It's wonderful, you know, and there's Rowdy and Tinsley. Looks great.
Yep.
I don't like the race particularly myself, but we'll have a toddle around.
What tires is it? Is it just mediums?
I am so going to do race C a lot.
I think it's just mediums.
Wow, 2 SS drivers.
Will you be able to hear me this time, Ray?
Yeah, I'll make sure I can hear you this time, mate.
Alright.
I didn't want to interrupt your stream. I didn't realise had audio in your stream.
No. I don't know if you do or not. I have no idea. No clue. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thanks, mate.
2 SS's. Unbelievable. Starting way in the back with Tinsley. See you out there. All kinds of wonderful cautions popping up. All kinds of 3-second penalty opportunities.
It's certainly all happening. I know that.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, this is one of my favorite tracks in the game. So,
You wouldn't know it though.
you would know it. I said, for those of you who don't know, it's one of my favorite tracks in the game, and Ray goes, but you wouldn't know it though. Flash, Rowdy, who is that? Flash. Oh, shit, sorry, Flash.
Is that Delta Bud?
Delta Bud? I don't know who. Who's Delta Bud?
Don't know.
Delta Bud's just in front of you, it looks like, on the leaderboard.
It's just that you said sorry, Flash, and I thought it might have been one of his alternative accounts.
No, Flash is behind me. seen two S's in one race. Pretty crazy.
Flash would have caught me, but he was too far back. He might have got crashed or something early.
He was dealing with me for about 4 laps.
Roger that.
It was all clean racing, though, I think. Yeah. Bro. Yeah, that wasn't... Yeah. Yeah, we've been racing together all night, Michael. Rowdy. Dude, look at these guys, man.
Two SS guys, first and second.
Yeah.
They're only 15 seconds in front of Tinsley.
Which
Wow.
Which one of these guys is stronger S account? So Lester just barely an S, and Windfire a half an S. I didn't know Windfire was an S.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you who he was a little while back.
Yeah, well, no, I remember him being the fastest G70 at one of our tracks. You know, we were following him around for a long time. I don't remember what track it was. Nice P9 there, Ray.
Yeah, thanks. I didn't have much to do, but I got bashed around on the first turn. But after that, the guys were a little pushy to get past, but
yeah,
you know, didn't really care much.
That's gonna do it for tonight's stream, y'all. I appreciate everybody, each and every one of you coming by. We got 21 likes. So much carnage, Michael. So much carnage. Craziness. I am exhausted. It is almost 3 a.m. where I'm at. I'm going to get off the stream. We're going to run some laps, and we will catch you again on the next one.
It was nice to talk to everybody in Carl's stream.
Ray, we appreciate you, sir.
That's not a problem. Always happy to help, mate.
GT DeAngelis was P1 in the stream. You've been here the whole time. I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, that's a good fellow.
C-Dubs. Good night. Michael, appreciate you. Thank you, sir. C-Dubs killing it. Maverick coming in. Oh, man.
I'm absolutely
Cold Trickle.
Sorry, matey. I didn't mean to interrupt there. I was just going to say.
You're good.
I don't know how the others feel, but I'm going to go through all the cars in Kyoto, and I'm going to keep a lap of all of them and see how I go. And whichever one makes me feel the most confident, I'm going to whiz around Kyoto and that. But once you learn the track, it actually looks like it could be a really good flow track, where once you learn the line, you might be able to become very rhythmic on it.
Yep.
And that's the sort of track that I love the most, rhythm tracks.
Yeah, both Nürburgring Sprint and Kyoto feel like they both have pretty good rhythm overall, which indicates a good week of racing for a lot of good people. So, hey guys, take care. Thanks a lot, everybody. 22 likes. Let's go. Appreciate you. Morbid, thanks for coming in and hanging out with us once again. Everybody, like I was saying, thank you much. Valico, killing it. Keep it up and keep up the good work. You'll be at the World Finals in wherever they have it at before you know it, sir. You need to get a wheel. Take care. Make sure you ring that bell. Take care. Stream is over. It's time to get serious about running a lap.
Where are you? 232.8.
Yeah,
I'm 527th in the world, and I'll be following Mr. Twitch Hawko in the Supra. This time I'm going to try
you're
out.
doing race C.
Oh, hell yes. It's going to be
Yeah.
the most interesting. I'm going to try the M4, the first one on the list, and try and record. I'll give it my best shot, give it 4 or 5 laps. I will say, Carl, if you race C may actually turn out to be your best option this week, without you realising it.
It may, but I love Nürburgring. Yeah, Sprint and GP are, are pretty good tracks. But you're right, it could be. I was just falling asleep because I'm tired.
Yeah, well, you're very tired and all that sort of thing, so there's no problem with, this is strange. Oh, for some reason I need to do a reset by the look of it, because my brake's stuck on. I was wondering why I couldn't rev out third gear on the straight, and I was pushing really hard on it.
Is your controller on the floor or touching anything by chance?
Which does happen from time to time. No, it's definitely unencumbered the hand controller. No, I think I'm just going to have to exit and start again. Just
unplug your pedals, man. Plug it back in.
Pedals? You ever thought to do that?
Unplug your pedals from the back of your base and plug them back in.
I know where they're plugged in, so I'll do that.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to talk to you like a child.
Okay. No, that was a good suggestion. Wow.
It's happened to me. What I would do now is go back into your calibration screen on your GT screen on your GT logo. Go back into your calibration screen and check your pedals that way.
Controllers, steering controllers. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be anything stuck on. I'll just hit restore default, even though I know they're already default, so that's a good suggestion. I'm not going to enter a race for a while, but I really think I could enjoy doing this one, to be honest. Not that I'm much good at FR cars, but to be honest, I never drive them. In Group 3, I only ever pick MR cars, and of course Group 4, FF, and all-wheel drive. So essentially, I never pick FR cars ever. So I'm kind of stuck with it this time. I was pleased to see it was Yamagiwa, but not this configuration.
You see the FR.
Yeah,
and that configuration.
The two things together, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to learn this. And I will say this. Yeah, I haven't got the brake stuck on this time. I will say this about it. I started off with 2 TCS for the first couple laps and that didn't hurt me. I ran 5th in a pretty good field, so...
Yeah.
Oh, a bit twitchy. The first one I picked, the M4, I think it is. A bit twitchy.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Group 4 BMW.
Might be too bad. I just probably driving terribly. I put a bit of TCS on this time, just to see if that settles it down.
Where's your brakes?
To the rear 3.
Let's go straight to 5, brother.
Oh, you know what I'm like? I like to set a baseline.
Yeah. I would start at 5. But 3's reasonable.
Oh, I think it's only 2 maybe, but anyway, well. Well, new personal best anyway in the 31-1.
Nice.
That's in the M4.
Mm-hmm. What's the world leader at?
Oh, 3 seconds faster than that. I'm just going to do a couple laps until I'm sure I've got as much as my ability's going to give me. Well, you know, considering it's
Without,
the first day,
yeah,
you know.
without major study, yeah. I just improved my lap time on race B by 5 seconds.
Sweet. 5 seconds is a lot.
Well, it is, but granted, I only ran like 2 laps, before.
Right. I'm saved one in the beam day. Just a bit of a guide up. 2:31 is my personal best, so I'll have a look to see how you're going on that leaderboard there on the. Yeah, 28.0. You're a second faster than me. Hey, well that was interesting to start with. I think I am going to have an absolute blast in this race when I find the right car. At Yamagiwa, yeah. It's definitely a flowing track. And if you can survive the first hairpin, you know, it might be one of those situations where they'll struggle to keep up. Right. I better have a crack at it myself.
All right.
Let's see, who are you chasing? The fastest guy?
Yeah, Windfire.
Oh, it used to be Windfire anyway. 458 certainly looks like it's the go here, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, an MR car. Not surprised though.
27.8.
Look at you go. You're a man possessed.
I'm sure you'll have 26.5 before I blink. I'm not using TC or anything. Zero brake balance.
You're using zero, are you?
Yeah. For now. Seeing what I can get with it at zero,
Yeah.
No TC, no nothing. It's a little sketchy through the chicane without TC, though.
What car are you in? Sorry,
Ferrari.
Oh, you're in the 458. Well, if
Yep.
you're on the level playing field with them with the with the same equipment, you know, you're likely to do a decent time.
Eight tenths off Felico's time. Yeah, Windfire's P2 on the leaderboard. Windfire's P2 in the Ferrari, about 25.4.
Yeah, they're both in Ferraris, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're at 27.9.
27.873.
27.8.
Yep.
You'll be certainly up on your leaderboards this week. I don't think I'll be featuring too heavily. Might be on the other one though.
Fucking headset died. I'll be right back, Ray.
Roger. definitely time to roll up a bit of coffee. No, you'll be right back getting a new headset or whatever you're doing. Where is it in the rankings? It's okay. Very early days. Not many people have done it, that's for sure. Time for a coffee and to roll myself some more coffee. Best coffee I've ever had today. How good is that?
Alright. Smoke it up.
Yeah, I'm going to roll myself some coffee now.
I really wish you could experience this wheel.
Yeah, I'll just buy one, Carl. And I'll experience it. Yeah, I'll probably buy a few things to hang up around in the studio when I start.
Right.
So I already know I've got 3 steering wheels and 2 complete Fanatec outfits and pedals and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff I can fill in the background with. It's definitely going to be an exciting thing to start a real stream with my face and live camera and being in front of people. But it's been good practice with you, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do that.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I'm registered for race B.
Yeah, I'm not interested in race B. I think I've always thought it was an absolute shit fight. Nürburgring sprint, very boring. But you know, well, I've always found them tedious, absolutely tedious track. There's nothing really very interesting about it. There's hardly any flow to it at all. Just down the
It's
back
high.
straight.
It's high energy, dude. I like the short sprint races. It's just my preference.
Yeah, I don't mind short sprint races, but if I qualify at the up the front, it'll be good. You know, that's good. But, all right, I'm going to go back to doing some. I've already done the Genesis. But I don't think I kept a replay of it. All right, I better do one in the Genesis or 2. Keep a replay. I'm going to keep a replay of all of them.
I shared my replay for my best lap there, which is honestly irrelevant because I'm in P8. The leader's got a 2.6.1. Flash has a 2.6.1.
26.1.
Yeah. I'm starting in the 8th with the 27.8.
27.8. Yeah, I think I've got a 27 there too.
Oh yeah, you should have a 20. You should have a 27 there easily.
Yeah,
honestly.
27.4 I think I got after a couple of laps. The RCZ's quite capable. Did you say you hit a share screen, did you?
I can, yeah.
No, you don't have to. You can if you can do it without crashing and wrecking your race.
Yeah, it hasn't started yet.
Alright. Where would 27.4 be sitting in that race?
I think like 5th.
Oh, that's not too bad for a B grader. Have you shared screen yet?
Doing it now.
Alrighty. What sort of I don't know. Right. Oh, it's obviously A pluses and A's in the field, is it? Alright.
Oh, you're good, bro. I'm in a mode. I'm in focus mode right now. You're good.
All right. You do your
Positive
thing.
mindset.
I'm going to go and do a bit of practice. Talk
I'm
to you after
saying
the
I'm in a
race.
positive mindset is what I meant.
Yeah, I understand.
Not like I'm focusing. Leave me alone. But
No,
you know,
you're
you do.
good. No, I
Okay.
know you're well focused. You
Yeah.
just go and enjoy it. I'll talk to you shortly.
All right.
How's things going? Is the race over yet?
Yeah, it's over. I spun out Tinsley.
Oh, oh.
Yeah. Well, he was being pretty aggressive, and it wasn't on purpose. So it's whatever.
You apologised, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I'm watching the replay to see, but he ignored my apologies. So watch to see what it looks like. You know. to me, he's taking unnecessary risks starting in the back for one. So there's that. But I'm gonna look and see here.
Did you hit him? I'm looking now. Lap 4. Goes down the inside. Fair enough. Tidy there. Bit sketchy there, but keeps it on the track. Christ, it'll be easy to keep up in the RCZ then. Because you're in 6th there and you started way down the back. Yeah, well, like I can go a hell of a lot faster than what I've got on already, so yeah, I could do, pretty sure I could do 26. Because I didn't get anywhere near nailing it in the RCZ. Everything's fine so far. Hang on. He's got you on the inside. You've driven straight into him. Yep. No, he didn't. He had the inside. There was nothing wrong with what he did. No, fuck no, that's not a dive. He had you. He was inside you before he got to the apex. That's not a dive. He's way in front of you, long before the apex. He was a whole car length. No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that it's 100% on you. There's no blame. He didn't do anything wrong at all. 100% blame free is Tinsley here. But you staying into it that's not good driving. Yeah, so I'm not surprised you just stay into it. You just keep into it even though you know you're driving into it. Yeah. Well, see, hey, just go back, just replay it. Go back 10 seconds again. Just no, just keep going. I'll tell you when to pause. As soon as he gets it, no, keep, yeah, just let it play. As soon as he gets next to you and he's side by side, as soon as the cars are side by side, hit pause. I'll tell you what I would have done. Hit pause here. I would have, see where you are, if you bring the camera angle back, you're actually, see how far you are? I would have been way over to the white line. As soon as he got up my inside, I went right out to the right to give myself the best drive through the corner. Because what you're doing here is by coming down in the middle of the track, you're limiting, and see where Delta Butt is? That's where the line I would have been on there. As soon as he got up the inside, I would have moved over to the right, knowing he's beaten me on the inside. I'll leave that be because I can't do anything about it, but I will maximise my line through the corner. Sorry, it's just a racecraft thing. And I'm not being critical of you. I'm just saying it's what I would have done immediately he got up my inside. It's what I always do. I don't try to fucking crowd them. I try to get the fuck away from them to widen my line into the corner. He's totally cleared. He totally cleared you. Never touched you at all. And that's where you've driven it. That was just, yeah. You just have to own that one, man. That's fucking hideous. Yeah. Look. Yeah. That's nothing. Yeah, you got nothing. You got nothing, mate. Yes. Yeah. You should have swung out to the right, slowed down a bit, and followed him, and just handled it. But it definitely wasn't a dive. Like, I mean to say, he was gone past you before you even got to the apex. So, yeah, that's 100% good stuff.
Lovely bunch of coconuts it is.
Right. Yeah, I've
I don't think
ahead.
the Ferrari's gonna stay up here. I don't.
I don't know how far they are in front of me, but or where I am in the pecking order, I'll have a look. No, I won't.
It's got a 125.404. You've got a 127.4. You're 2 seconds off.
I'm absolutely certain I can get in the 26. It's like I haven't gone anywhere near nailing it. Over in the other race, though, I surprised myself with the Genesis with the second one. Chopped a nice big chunk of time off.
Alright, at 29.3.
Yeah, I'm over in the 250th there. There's only been 2,000 or 3,000 people put a time down, but if I can keep pace with it, it'll be stay in the top 10%, top 5%.
I don't see how Group 4 is so widespread this time.
Because they've standardised. I think they've selected a group four cars that can all produce as much as that. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm going through them and saving a replay on each one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see, I know what my ability level is, and my ability level doesn't change across the cars. So, this is and if I can do within like a second or so right across the spread of each other, that'll tell me how well it's balanced. Of course, it'd be better with a bigger sample size with 20 drivers,
Yeah.
But it's something that I might run on my channel and say, all right, that we're going to have a week where we'll run, like here's the list of 10 cars out of Group 4. You can select them. Everybody do your best laps in each one, and we'll draw a winner and something. We'll award a winner for the best, and we'll draw a random second prize for a random, provided they're in the top 10% or something like that, top 50%, in the top 50% of the drivers. We'll do a random draw, and they'll get a nice little prize. I think this channel's just going to fucking cost me money.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't care, like even if I put, 40 grand into it, at my age, that's sort of like just fucking good. And if I paid 40 grand for 2 years, fantastic fun and enjoyment at my age, fuck me, I reckon that'd be good value,
Mm-hmm.
And I know when people throw around 10 and 20 and 50 grand as not being a huge amount of money, I realise
that's a massive amount of money.
Yeah,
to most
I
of
realise
us.
because, like, as I say, Carl, I was a bus driver, single father on $35,000 a year, and I knew all the struggles. I paid off a house, sent my kid to school, private school. Got him taught music and sport. Paid for everything out of my bus driver's wage. And every week, no matter how hard I worked, I would only have about $10 or $20 to spend on myself. But, I did that until he was grown up. It wasn't until later on in life that I stumbled into a good job, which stumbled into something else, which stumbled into something else, and stumbled my way to a fucking very, very healthy position. I had nothing until I was 50. Oh, well, I had this house, but like I was paying it off. It was only worth $200,000. It was only 1/4 paid off by the time I was 50. So I had virtually very little. And old beat up cars, 25 and 30-year-old cars, which I built. I built my own cars, I'd go and buy three of the exact same car, and pick them all the pieces and get the best of all the stuff that was in them, and make one good car with the best body. And that was the car I drove around for years and years and years. Cars I built. Not that you have to be a genius or anything to build a car, especially the simple ones from the 80s.
No, but it does take a lot of fucking work, because good luck finding, there's always the case, like here it's mostly one car brand. They all have the same problems. So, if you have quarter panels that rust out, or back window fucking seals
they all do.
Yep. So unless you're good with, if you're handy with Bondo and filler and all that, great.
We have very strict car laws. Bondo and filler doesn't cut it.
You can't put any Bondo?
Oh, you can use, of course you can, but
yeah. It's only a certain percentage of the panel.
Yeah, you can't go, they can't come along and push a pen through it,
Yeah, I mean, it's the same way. Most places in the U.S. Mississippi is an exception to that. I told you there's no rules or regulations in Mississippi. You can put I'm not shitting you when I tell you this, and I've actually seen it.
You can put slicks on a car.
You can put slicks on a car, but so much more than that. Dude, there's a car down here that drives around. It's actually a fucking boat.
Yeah.
On a, like that old Malibu chassis. The boat body.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I've seen it on YouTube. I often wonder about the laws there.
No laws. As long as you follow the traffic. As long as you have brake lights, headlights. A windshield, like, it can be fucking a broken windshield, but if you get a windshield, you're okay. Yep, you have to have your, your working headlights, working taillights, brake lights, etc.
Yeah.
But
our country's way different. We have the same laws throughout Australia.
Yeah.
Same traffic codes.
California and New York and Illinois all have the same laws. Very strict. Very, very fucking strict. But
not by our standards.
California's pretty strict, dude. California, New York.
Yeah, but that's an American saying strict. You got no fucking idea what strict is. No, you do. You're in the military, so you know what strict is. But you can be sure of that. The Australian laws will be fucking strict. If you look through our Australian laws, rules, regulations, you'd probably go, yeah, you're right, Ray. They are pretty strict.
Well, I believe you. Wrong. But if you buy a car in Mississippi, you will not be able to register in California. 9 times out of 10, without spending 10 to 20 grand to get it right.
Mate, we call it roadworthy.
Mm-hmm. Well, just the emissions laws alone.
Yeah, that's how it's too. We are strict on us. You have to have catalytic converters or something like that.
Here in Mississippi, you can run with nothing, no exhaust. They don't fucking care.
They'd arrest you in Australia for that.
That's stupid, That's
you shouldn't
shit.
You shouldn't be able to annoy people. That's not your liberty. That's not your right to annoy other people in the street.
Yeah, you don't see it very often, and there are noise ordinances. Even in Mississippi, there's noise ordinance. So if you're driving around with 454 fucking open headers and shit, setting up car alarms, you know, you will get pulled over sooner or later. It's just most of the cops don't pay a fuck. Especially here, you know, out in the woods, dude. It's nothing but a bunch of fucking stupid rednecks. Big ass trucks driving like assholes. Don't give any room to you. They get right up on your bumper. They get, you know what the Carolina SWAT is?
No.
It's dumb. So the ass of the truck is on the ground and the front of the truck's up in the air as high as it can go.
Right.
Yeah. I see that shit, I'm gonna punch every fucking person I see. I'm like, where's the rest of your suspension, you fuckhead? They all got these stupid flat-billed hats. Big, ridiculous Bozo the Clown looking fucking hair. Got a big-ass blister on my thumb.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. You working on race C or race B?
C.
This felt like it took forever.
Great. I love it. It's gonna be good. I got this glorious drive out of the corner and didn't pick any time up. And that's what made then I realised, yeah, I got a glorious drive there last time too. That's why I didn't pick any time up. Because I did a really good job the last time.
Yeah.
I could do 29s in all of them without any risk, certainly.
I'm gonna run like 20 laps there.
Oh, it's a good track once you learn where the corners are. Right, that's going to be a 29.8 will suffice for that one. That's the RCF thing. I've done 3 so far, and they're all in the 29s, so best replay. What car's it? RCF. I put a label on them now because that is the way to do it. Duh. So when you're looking for them, you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
There's some ID to it. I'm uploading them to share in case anybody wants them, but it's unlikely on this account. Cause
I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna invest my time into putting band-aids on my thumb.
Carl, you know, like I hope we're friends, and this is the honest advice I would give to you is, I think you're picking the wrong race, because even though you're okay there, it is going to be sweaty. It's just going to get increasingly knocked off the track the minute you make as soon as you make your small errors, and you know you've got a few of them in, like there's not a lot of laps you run with someone right on your tail that are really clean and smooth. You know that's true because you get a little panicky when someone's on, because you do a lot of watching.
I just said I was going to run 20 laps on race C, man.
Yeah, I know that, but yeah, you see, you're taking offence at something where there was no offence intended.
No. I'm
I
with
know
you,
you
though.
did,
I'm
but
saying I agree with you.
yeah, I know.
Because
But what I'm
the
saying
last race was sweaty as fuck.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is that and I mean this in the nicest possible way, that you don't handle the pressure very well. You're a good front running show pony, which we all are. If we can get out in the front and stay out, and there's a nice gap behind us. But it's got to be your ability to handle duress. That's the biggie. I just discovered. Hey, this is something wonderful. I've just discovered a box of extra tough 50 Band-Aids, but they're the big motherfucker ones, which is really good because they're fantastic on my steering wheel. They get very tattered, but they're really good at stopping the pain and stuff like that. My hands have been really good since I discovered how wonderful Band-Aids are, and that little bit of padding that they have in the area where you're supposed to be covering the sore. You can put them at the pressure points, the padding, and it's just really great. I'm really surprised at how good they are working for me. Or should I say how well they're working for me? I was actually going to use correct English, which my mother would appreciate. God rest her soul. I'm an atheist. I only said that in a ironic way because me no gods, but she was a lovely thing, and she was a devout Christian, and she worked hard for people, in the community and stuff like that. She served the community well, loved her fellow man, that sort of thing. But underneath it all, she was still a fucking woman. And underneath that, she's still a fucking judgmental bitch as well. But that's my mum. I don't care when my son dies, if he says something like that about me, I wouldn't, not that I'd be able to do anything about it being dead and all, but I certainly wouldn't mind just an honest appraisal. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to say anything ill of the dead, but that's all superstitious nonsense. People fucking
I don't think they give a shit or can hear you.
No, they certainly can't hear you. And my mum was a wonderful person though overall, but she had the judgmental thing. She was she taught her own shit. She thought she was better than others at times, more holy and more worthy and all those other things. She looked down her nose at other people, certain other people, but she hid it well. But I fucking knew her. I was probably, my younger sister and I were probably the only ones in the family who actually knew our mother. I knew my mother because she helped me a great deal when I became a single father. She took on the role of mother to some degree and helped me in the early days when he was young, when he was really little, when he was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By the time he hit about 8, everything was fine, but she helped me in those first 5 years, and that meant I had to spend a lot of time with her, a lot of conversations. And like a lot of women in her era, she didn't have anybody to talk to. A lot of people don't have anyone to talk to. Not really. They'll have a wife or a husband or something like that. but they
Yeah.
still got nobody to talk to. You know, like
Yeah,
people don't
most
realise
of
how.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not like that, but that's because I seek out people to talk to, and I'm so unrelentingly honest that it does affect people because people don't ever want to be reminded of failures that they have, even by someone who acknowledges their own failures and is open and honest about their own failures. You know, but you, I'll tell you a saying worth remembering, Carl. You might have heard it. It's called, "The unexamined life is not worth living."
What's that mean?
Oh, well, a life held up to with the feet held to the flames, you know, a life of accountability, a life where you examine where you failed, why you failed. You know, I mean yourself. You have to really. A lot of people go through life with never ever once doing a critical analysis of themselves. They spend their whole life doing critical analysis of everybody else and what everybody else should do, but they don't
Yeah.
turn that same fucking laser focus onto themselves. So the unexamined life is just not worth living is true. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't forgive yourself. A lot of your problems is that you can't forgive yourself for failing. Whereas I'm very happy to forgive myself. I go, yeah, I'm old, I'll fuck up, yeah. I get it wrong, you know. But
231-1.
what it does, Carl, though, you've seen the way I drive and the way I am on the track and how relaxed I am 99% of the time with it. That's because I forgive myself for failure. I'm not burdened by worrying about failing. I'm not burdened by it. It doesn't bother me to fail at all. You know, I prefer not to fail and I do what I can to avoid it, but totally at peace with it. Like, absolutely at peace with it. And I think if you were to do a little more of that, you know, were to examine where you are, and when you fail, really own it and go, yep, and then forgive yourself for doing it. You know, don't be so fucking hard or expect so much. Learn to relax and enjoy what you're doing. You know, but the hyper-aggression, what you're saying is slightly hurting your channel even though you're growing. It's slightly hurting your channel, you know. I think you could be less of the fuck you cunt and all this stuff that you get to, you know, suck the wall, fuck you motherfucker, all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
it's really not. You gotta really just bin that altogether, and because it's just not that important, mate. You know, to be that angry, you know, you motherfucker, you know. Oh, when I hear you doing that, I'm saying, oh, please, Carl, stop, man. But I don't want to say that publicly while you're doing it, because I don't want to come across as daddies telling you what you have to do and not do.
Right.
You know, because I'm trying to show the respect that you're a man, but privately later on I'm going to tell that fucking dumb motherfucker Carl to shut the fuck up. And this is me doing it.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude.
And you really know how good this advice I've been giving you is because you're seeing it. You know, it isn't just me, but a lot of my suggestions of where you are, where you've grown, how you've suddenly, you know, when you're talking in subscriber numbers of hundreds now, you weren't even talking in ones and twos. Now you're talking in hundreds. Imagine what happens if you follow a bit more of the advice a little more closely and you've got 5,000 subs. Because I sure as shit could make that happen for you, just if you could follow some, because I've got a whole string of stuff, but I'll be doing it on my own channel and you'll see it. You'll see me doing it. You'll see me grow. And I'm utterly confident that I'll grow. I'll go past lead pencil and all those. Because when they go and get a tutorial from fucking Fronty, you know, you're going to be faster.
Yeah.
And I'll tear strips off people on camera, and some will come in and go, "Oh no, I like the way he does," and others go, "He could have been fucking so much more polite. He's fucking hurt those personal feelings." Oh, fuck off. You know, so people, I'll be given some lessons but I'm going to start in E. I'll have 6 accounts, a junior and senior on each server, and I'm going to have one account. When I start when I start in E, I'll qualify right up the front, and I'll go for the premium stats. Win every fucking race that I can win, in the low grades with a fast quality time. The other one will have no quality time. And that'll be the junior account, and I'll start at the back. And I'll do that for all 3 servers. And of course, one will quickly get to A, and the other will take some time. But the sometime one will be the one I use in weeks where I just don't like the races. But I got a plan,
I'm at a 230.9 right now.
Yeah, you're fucking catching.
This Supra almost feels like you need TC. The fucking Group 4 Supra.
On mediums, yeah, there are certain corners where, like when I did the race, I certainly used it. I used TCS on 2 to start with for the first 2 laps, and it didn't hurt the car at all. And then I dropped it to 1 after 3 or 4 laps. Mustang time.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do a 29 in the Mustang. Like at the end of the day, it's not really that much different in these FR cars. You just can't stomp the throttle every corner. But mediums is at least something. Hey, a V8 Vantage is on top. I'm looking forward to doing that one. And hey, the M4, which you said was horrible.
What's it in the top 5?
Second or third. We're just leaving the brake balance on 0 to start with, and the Mustang doesn't kick off. Jeez, Mustang's got some serious poke. It's very strong. Feels strong. Gears are not bad for the Mustang. Yeah, they suit the first few corners very nicely. Mustang is fine. Yeah, Carl Mustang is absolutely fine. It's surprisingly good. First lap in the Mustang is 29.6. Where are you at?
Still 30.9.
Yeah, Mustang's gears are brilliant for this. I'm going to try it with Ford in the rear. Around the same time, exactly.
Have you used the Genesis yet?
Yep. That's what I'm for fastest time. Have you used it?
Fixing to. I'm sort of familiar with it, you know. It's got better rotation than the Supra does.
slow with the brake balance to the rear. Yep. Brake balance to the rear didn't work in the Mustang. 29.6 in the Mustang, so not far. I could have done better, of course, but like, I'm just going to prove to myself that they can all do 29s. I don't know how far that is off the faster guy. He's doing 26 probably, but
Yeah, he's 26.
But 2 or 3 seconds off, you know. So, yeah. I'll save that one. And share it. It's a Mustang. Mustang Sally. One of the greatest songs ever.
Oh, yeah.
Made very famous in that, by that rock band in England. In the movie, what was it? Not The Proclaim, some movie like that. Yeah, I think I'll have an absolute ball with this race. Mustang. I'm try something else. I think the Mustang might be brake balance to the front, couple to the front. I think maybe if we go there, loosen the arse end up a bit more, which seems awful, of course, in a Mustang. But 86 group, right? That sounds like it'll be fun. Geez, it looks like a little fat little Audi. You know, it looks just like a little Audi. Well, not that Audi's are particularly little, they're just quite rounded.
It's got German influence. It's almost like a BMW.
Yeah. There's five different cars in the top 10. Supra, Vantage, Silvia, M4. Oh, that's V8. 1, 2, 3. 4 different kinds in the top 10. They're doing 26. Fastest guy is 26.1 in a V8 Vantage.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that's who I've been following. Yeah. Right. 86 group 4. I didn't see any of them there. I just realised I've got the ASM on left over from last week.
Seriously?
Yeah. Not too bad. Doesn't affect you that bad.
Yeah, the Genesis is not it. It might be first, but nope.
Didn't like it, eh?
No. It's good in certain areas, but...
There's a certain technique to a couple of these corners that I do from my time at Yellow. The 86, whatever it is. It's twitchy. Doesn't seem slow though.
Back to the BMW. Oh, the BMW's super stable.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. First lap out is 29.8. On zero brake balance in that little 86, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called, 86 something.
GR86.
Yeah.
It's essentially fucking Scion. Oh, this BMW is good.
Very good.
BMW is good.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
I hated this car last time I drove it, so I'm not sure why.
Yeah, me too. Strangely, I've been doing better with zero brake balance than anything else.
It's not my track, brother, but I'll keep working on it.
You just do enough laps, it becomes second nature pretty quickly.
It's the first time I've ever felt the need for TC in Group 4.
do a 29 easy though. Just wasn't as good as the other cars. Replay, save best replay. 86. That's another one in the bank, all 29s anyway, so I'm starting to get the idea that the spread for me with my ability without being, you know, fully up to speed yet with the track, but they're all capable of 29s. Definitely some of them can bump into the 28s.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously some of these I don't think I've done any of the fast ones yet. Did I? Yeah, the year before. Oh, it's the 86 anyway. I don't think I want to play with that one anymore. It's irritating. I had to work pretty hard actually to do any good with it. F-Type.
Should be a good car.
Yeah, be worth having a last shot. The 8 Vantage. Yeah, my best is in the Genesis. 29.3, that's my best in the Genesis. Definitely the fastest by a long way.
Right.
I was in the wrong gear in one corner. I lost a boatload of time, but I'll tell you what the time is. I still think it'll probably be alright. And it's way more stable than a lot of the others. Oh, it's fast car. This car.
Yeah, I'm trying it. There's one in 19th and one in 20th.
Oh, it's a super fast car. I had it on 0. And I missed it going to 29. I missed it. Oh, yeah, the zero road balance. That's what I use, but I don't know what it should be. But it's super good.
Yeah, it's by far my fastest lap in lap time so far, out of all the cars I've tried. Still not a good lap, 2:30.8.
Mine. I just got to work out a couple of corners to do better.
I hate this fucking track.
Yep, that's all it took. Just missed one corner. And the lap is blown. It's one of those big, long, complicated laps, but certainly a rhythm one. If you can get a rhythm on this one, and you're in a decent car, absolutely no doubt at all you could sail away from a lot of people, because they only get one chance at trying to dive into the back of you, because if they dive and they miss, they can't make the time up, because it's a rhythm track. You've got to be up to speed in the rhythm. Once they're out of the rhythm, so sometimes it makes it hard for them to do diving. But what will be paramount in this race is slipstream. you've got a couple of places where Slipstream will play a fairly decent role.
I miswrote Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh my
But,
god, dude. It became so much fun the last day and a half. So much fun.
Yeah.
I'm not, yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. But this is true of everything every week. Especially weeks and it's something I've spoke to you about before. It's the letdown that happens on Monday when you're not up to speed.
Yeah. Well, I feel organic to race B right now.
Yeah, well, that's only the only reason. It's not. See, it's the reason why you do it is that this is what they mean about the unexamined life. This is where you should pause and go, why do I like that race more? What is driving me? That's how a man understands himself, Carl. And you don't like doing that self-analysis stuff. You don't want to ask questions of yourself. A lot of people are uncomfortable asking questions of themselves. But if you want to grow, mate, and you want to get a bit happier, you might take some advice from this old man and go, how about I figure out why I don't like something? That way, once I know why something...
I know why I don't like it.
Well, you tell me why you like it more than this one straight away. You tell me why.
You said tell you why I like this one more than that one?
No, why you like the other one. Why you like...
race B?
Yeah, over race C. Tell me the
number
reasons
one.
why.
Number one, because it doesn't feel like it takes an hour a lap. And
that's your primary
number two,
concern.
every turn is different. It's almost like on race C, the every turn is exactly the same. It's not, don't get me wrong, but like the long sweeping turns, it's fucking boring. It's boring to me. I'm still gonna keep working on it, but it just seems so long and treacherous. Yeah.
And the word you're gonna use is boring, not challenging.
Yeah.
Not a word
boring.
like that.
Oh, it's challenging.
You call it boring.
It's challenging, but it's boring.
Do you think
like
you'd be, if you're A+ and sparring the best guys in this world, and there were 16 of them, and you were in the mix, you'd still say, "Oh yeah, but I'm bored." It isn't the fact. It isn't your ability. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a little bit of honesty.
Well, you're not gonna fucking listen. So why should I talk?
Listen. I hear every word you say.
I'm telling you, it's
Carl.
fucking boring.
Yeah, I know. I've heard you say that, but you know it's not. You know that's a cope thing.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
It's 100% cope. It's because I'm slow at it and not like I was at Road Atlanta. And the real reason is, if you're being honest, is I like Group 3 at things because I know that track and I'm okay there and I feel safe there and I can go. That's the real reason.
No, because
you don't want to challenge yourself.
I said I was
going to
be
the streamer, really. Not at the heart, you don't.
I fucking Ray, you're killing me, man. And I appreciate the energy you're putting into this.
It's because it's my honest truth, and you should listen.
It's not. Well, I'm not a fucking liar, so don't insinuate that I'm lying.
Nobody said you're a liar. When did I say you were lying? I said you were using the wrong excuse to cover up something else. It's not fucking boring in the slightest. And besides, a track with 40 turns in it you call boring, yet a shit fucking track like fucking Nürburgring Sprint, which isn't a great track by any stretch of the imagination, now that's a track that's boring as fucking batshit. There's fuck all in it. It's only 2 or 3 turns, and I can easily do a top 200 time there. That's how easy that track is. But this track's a challenge, even for me. And I'd rather rise up and meet challenges.
Because it's a fake-ass track.
So, why is it always everything's negative?
It's a fake-ass track, though, is it not?
So what?
It's not negative. It's a realist. Is it? Is it a real track?
Well, what does it matter? How is that
Because
relevant?
it doesn't feel natural. Like it
So that's a
feels. It feels. It feels like a task, right? Um.
that's the first honest thing you've said.
No.
It
Well, I
feels
mean,
like a
it's
task. It does. That's honest. That's an accurate description. A challenge.
yeah.
Something for you to rise up and meet as a streamer. You do
Hmm.
race. Go on, mate. You do that. You go and do that all week, and just leave this alone and don't do race A. Yeah, no, you do what you want, Carl,
And
because
the other,
you
the
always
other
know better than me
major
about everything.
reason. No, I'm not saying that.
You
I'm
kind
not
of.
saying I'm not saying I'm right. You're wrong. That's not my attitude towards it, Ray.
All right, go ahead. I'm
It's
listening, mate.
not.
No,
I'm
I'm
not.
listening,
I'm
bro. I'm
not
listening.
saying you're
Chill,
wrong
chill,
by
chill.
any
Yeah,
means.
chill.
No,
Totally.
you know. But I
Don't
just want to
fucking
be.
get off on your high horse and go off on some tangent about what a cunt I am, about, saying stuff.
No, you're not a cunt at all,
No,
dude. You
no, I'm
spend
not.
energy. You spend energy on me, and I appreciate it. And
You
you're
got no
trying to
one to
convince
fucking
me.
talk to. This is where you learn. This is where you grow. And if you can't see how much you've grown in the last 5 to 6 months since I've been fucking around inside your head and getting you to fucking,
Yeah, I mean, even
you've
my
grown
dick got bigger,
enormously.
dude. Even my dick got bigger. No, but th- but I will come around to race C. I think when I'm awake
Yeah,
and
with a
and
refreshed
all of those
attitude
things.
to it,
Yeah, I think that
because
I'll
you
come
use
around
your
to it because I've
lower
already
count.
improved. I've already improved
Yeah.
over a second. Almost a second and a half since I started. But we're in 20 laps. No bullshit. I ran 20
Yeah.
fucking laps,
Yep.
like I said I was going to, and I kept getting slower. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
fuck
Well,
that.
that's not down to the track. That's down to you being tired after a long stream.
Yeah.
So
I
nothing
wish
wrong with
they.
it.
I do wish that they would have given us all the Group 3 car or Group 4 cars.
Oh, I totally agree with you there, mate. I wish they did too. But wishes. I don't know what they say about wishes, but there's some words they say
Yeah.
about it, which means who
This
fucking
is
cares? Got to deal with it.
yeah. This is PD going. Well, there's more than just these cars. Here, try these cars.
All right. Now it's the advantage. There's no
remember
excuses
the
in the cars.
fucking. Remember the fucking. What was it? Where'd we race at? The fucking hatchbacks. The fucking where it was only what FFs? I think it was FFs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn.
Mm.
It's a 4-speed thing, but in the end, it ends up broadening the spectrum of options.
I'm in the advantage this time.
You know the difference between you and everyone else I know?
Hang on. Hang on a second. Just a second.
Yeah.
Right, I just paused it. Right, go ahead.
Quickly. The difference between you and everyone else that I know and have ever known is you can fucking hate what I'm saying and not fucking go, bye bitch, see you later. For now.
Yeah, I
You
have been
know.
tempted a couple of times,
Well, I know. I'm aware. That's why
but
I said for now. But
yeah,
I'm not going to push you to that point on purpose. But I'm saying, and I'm not going to take advantage of that.
no,
I'm learning from it. I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, this fucking guy is spending his time trying to help me, and he's helped me a lot. So I gotta respect,
the
you know,
evidence. That's it. You've got to respect
I
the
gotta
evidence
respect
on
the
the ground.
evidence.
Yeah,
But I also have to respect you as a person and your time.
yeah, and you
So,
reasonably expect me to respect you too. And some of the things I say, if taken in isolation, would seem rather disrespectful, but they're meant to cut. It's some of the words I use deliberately like a scalpel to fucking wound you and cut you open to get you to a point where you're actually being truly honest with yourself. you know, and when a man gets honest with himself and learns who he is, he gets better. It's one of those curative things. It makes you stronger and better. Um, knowing your own weaknesses, knowing your own faults and mistakes and all those things doesn't make you weaker because you think of them. A lot of people, because thinking about them is painful. I acknowledge that, and some of the things I'll say will be painful. But you're also able to build a bridge and get over it because you don't want to lose the friendship. And so you say, I have to get over it. And that's why I'm taking advantage of it. And to some degree or other, it's nasty, and I've got no right to poke my nose around inside your head. However, having said that, I can feel your pain from the other side of the planet. And I recognise in you what I would a son. Not saying you're a son to me, but I recognise as I would advise my son. And I did, and I turned him into, he and I turned him into a strong thinking man, you know, he's now a world traveller, he's successful, nose clean, not in trouble, you know. But, you know, I forced him all through the years to own every mistake and to know and to ask himself why he did something, you know, and sat down and said to him, why do you think you did this? And some of the conversations were awful, and I regret them because I should have backed off. A wife might have slowed me down a bit more. So I have some regrets over the way I was a father. But overall, I learned to forgive myself for failing as a father, because that's part of it too. Forgiving yourself. But you can't forgive yourself unless you know how you fucked up. You know what I mean? That's why I'm trying to get you to this certain point where you're thinking about, how did I fuck up? Because you're currently, no matter what the situation is, you're looking to see where the other person fucked up. And I'm trying to get you to move away from that and go, hang on, we do me first. You know? And once you do that, Carl, once you start doing that, the streaming shit's going to get a lot easier. Because you're going to stop going off, and the urge to scream out and fucking yell and all these other things. Because I'm going to tell you the coldest, hardest truth right here now. You're responsible for about 90% of the shit that happens to you on the track. You're responsible for it. Not because you deliberately did something, but because you're so fucking painfully slow and then got in everybody's road and kept making blunder after blunder and expecting the guys behind you to be patient with you. And 90% of that's down to you. Now, when you learn to forgive yourself and see what you did wrong and you do that analysis, that 90% will disappear. And boy, oh boy, won't you be the streamer then. So this is why I do this shit, is to fucking make you into something greater.
Yeah, I hear you.
Didn't say it'd be easy. But I've been through it. I do it to myself all the time to find out where I fuck up. It's my starting point. Oh, I got a secret for you. I just learned a secret. Oh, aside from this car being delightfully fast, oh, it's super stable, Carl. The Aston compared to the other ones, or whatever the fuck it is.
F-Type?
No, the Meta. One of the fastest guys driving. I think I'm in the
Vanquish.
Aston, I think.
Vantage.
Oh, one of the first. Vantage. Man, it's fast. you pull so hard. First lap out on 0 brake balance, and the Vantage was 29.0.
Are you still using ASM?
Yeah. Well, the only Carl, I'll tell you why. Because I already got 2 replays in the bank before I realised the ASM was on, so I want to have them uniform. So I'm just going to do it all with the ASM.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't feel any shame for it being on. I know I can drive anything without it on too, as I've proved time and time again. But that was so easy. I didn't even get everything right. I was a long way off on a few of them, and 29.0 straight away. Like, you're kidding? It's that much better. Am I going to do another one? Please, sir, can I have another? It's quite yummy. Oh yeah, the secret is, here's the secret. You know when you go round turn 1, the big sweeping left. Right, just say when you know where I am. I say we go around the first corner, big sweeping left. You straighten up. You go through a right and a left, a flip flop. Yeah. You hit the first timing point.
Okay.
Go around the time point, sweeping around that corner to the left. Obviously, it's the same as always. Stay in the higher gear a bit longer and steer around. It's the same as always. And you steer around that. And when you straighten up, you go whoa down the whoop-de-doo over the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, let me get there real quick. Hang on. I just restarted the lap again because I fucked up. All right, I'm going around turn 1.
Yeah.
Hugging that curb on the inside.
Yep. And you go through the flip-flop.
Go to the outside, through the flip-flop, right through the middle, making a straight line out of it.
Yep. Hit the first timing point, steer in round the corner, downshift halfway round. And then you approach, you straighten up. Yeah? You there yet?
I'm going through it.
Right. When you straighten up and you go over the big ski jump in front of you. When you go over that ski jump on the left-hand side, absolutely 100% the brakes and hold them as hard as you can all the way until you're absolutely certain you can go around the corner. Just hold them down as hard as you can.
Oh. Are you talking about where the hill crest is the ski? You were calling a ski jump, but
well, it looks like
where the hill crest.
Yeah, I didn't say you jump on the brakes there. I just said that when you do jump on the brakes for that corner, it's 100% hold to the floor until you're and steer around the corner as much as you can, like until you're absolutely certain. Like it's 100%. There's no lifting at any stage at all. It's just like a full-on 100% hold to the floor braking.
Gotcha.
Because I rarely brake like that, you know. I know the fast guys in the world obviously do. They probably do that in every single corner, but me, I try to be as smooth as possible, and I find it very hard to be smooth if I'm maxing out the brakes to a, you know.
I'm hitting that first timer 26.2.
First timing point?
I'll
have a look at that next time I go around.
Yeah, hold it through all the way down to first gear on that area.